The oil and gas industry has undergone a remarkable transformation over the past decades, reshaping not only the energy landscape, but also the economic and geopolitical dynamics of the United States and the world. As we stand in January 2025, it's crucial to reflect on these changes and their far-reaching implications. Oil price volatility has long been a hallmark of the industry, creating cycles of boom and bust that have profoundly impacted individuals, communities, and entire regions. This volatility, often driven by factors beyond the control of oil companies, has historically been a source of instability and uncertainty. However, recent developments in the industry have begun to mitigate some of these effects. The advent of seismic technology and the development of known shale hydrocarbon-bearing reservoirs have revolutionized the exploration process. Gone are the days of wildcatting, where prospectors would drill exploratory wells based on limited geologic information and a hefty dose of intuition. Today's oil and gas exploration is a highly sophisticated, data-driven endeavor that has significantly reduced the risk associated with finding new reserves. Traditionally, the best reservoirs were found in sandstone and limestone formations, where hydrocarbons accumulated in the porous spaces between rock grains. These conventional reservoirs, particularly those in the Middle East, were the cornerstone of global oil production for much of the 20th century. Their relative ease of extraction and high productivity made them preferred targets for oil companies worldwide. However, the landscape of oil production has shifted dramatically in recent years. Small production companies that once thrived on traditional reservoirs in the United States have become increasingly rare. The low production rates from these mature fields, coupled with their vulnerability to low oil prices, have made it challenging for smaller operators to remain competitive in today's market. This shift has favored companies with deep pockets. Major integrated oil companies that operate across the upstream, midstream, and downstream sectors, as well as large independent upstream companies. These organizations have the financial resources and technological capabilities to navigate complexities of modern oil and gas production, particularly in unconventional reservoirs. The transition to non-traditional reservoirs, particularly shale formations, has been a game changer for U.S. oil and gas industry. The development of hydraulic fracturing and horizontal drilling techniques has unlocked vast hydrocarbon resources previously considered uneconomical. This technological revolution has not only boosted production, but also brought a measure of stability to employment and investment in the sector. This increased productivity of the new wells is staggering. In Midland County, part of the prolific Permian Basin, the average well production has more than tripled over the past 25 years. In 1999, the average well in the county produced about 6.4 barrels per day. Fast forward to 2024, and that figure has jumped to nearly 22 barrels per day. This dramatic increase in per well productivity has led to a staggering rise in overall production in Midland County. It now produces an additional 140 million barrels per month compared to its output 25 years ago. This surge in production has had far-reaching consequences. The United States has transformed from a net importer of oil and gas to a significant exporter of crude oil, liquefied natural gas, and natural gas liquids. This shift represents a seismic change in global energy dynamics and has bolstered America's position on the world stage. The phrase "drill, baby, drill," once a source of anxiety for small-scale traditional producers, has taken on a new meaning in this era of technological advancement. Increased drilling activity no longer necessarily translates to lower oil prices and economic hardship for domestic producers. Instead, the application of cutting-edge technology has given the U.S. oil and gas industry a competitive edge, fostering a sense of energy independence that was once thought unattainable. However, this new era of abundance comes with its own set of challenges and considerations. The environmental impact of hydraulic fracturing and increased oil and gas production remains a topic of intense debate. Concerns about water usage, potential groundwater contamination, and greenhouse emissions have led to calls for stricter regulations and a transition to renewable energy sources. Moreover, the global push towards decarbonization and the fight against climate change are reshaping the landscape once again. Many oil and gas companies are diversifying their portfolios, investing in renewable energy and projects exploring carbon capture and storage technologies. This transition is driven not only by environmental concerns, but also by the recognition that long-term future of energy may lie beyond fossil fuels. The geopolitical implications of America's energy resurgence are profound. The country's reduced dependence on foreign oil has altered its relationships with traditional oil-producing nations, particularly in the Middle East. This shift has given the U.S. more flexibility in its foreign policy decisions and reshaped global energy trade patterns. However, the oil markets remain inherently global, and prices are still influenced by international events and decisions made by major producers like OPEC+. The recent conflict in the Middle East serves as a reminder of the potential for geopolitical tensions to impact oil prices. Analysts at J.P. Morgan have noted that until the conflict is resolved, there could be a sustained geopolitical premium in crude prices. Looking ahead, oil and gas industry faces a complex and uncertain future. While U.S. production from shale formations has been robust, there are signs of potential changes. The U.S. Energy Information Administration reported that shale gas production decreased slightly in the first 9 months of 2024 compared to the same period in 2023, marking a potential shift in the industry's growth trajectory. The industry must also grapple with the dual challenges of meeting current energy demands while preparing for a lower carbon future. This balancing act requires significant investment in both conventional and renewable energy sources, as well as in technologies to reduce the environmental impact of fossil fuel extraction and use. For communities that have long been dependent on oil and gas production, the industry's evolution presents both opportunities and challenges. While the increased productivity of modern wells has brought economic benefits, it also changed the nature of employment in the sector. The shift towards more technologically advanced operations requires a workforce with different skills, potentially leaving some traditional oil workers behind. As we move further into 2025 and beyond, the oil and gas industry will continue to play a crucial role in meeting global energy needs. However, its future will be shaped by a complex interplay of technological innovation, environmental concerns, geopolitical factors, and the global transition towards cleaner energy sources. The industry's ability to adapt to these changing dynamics will determine its long-term viability and its place in the world's energy future. The transformation of the oil and gas industry over the past few decades has been nothing short of remarkable. From the days of wildcatting and conventional reservoirs to the current era of precision drilling and shale production, the industry has demonstrated its resilience and adaptability. As we face the challenges of the 21st century, including climate change and the need for sustainable energy solutions, the lessons learned from this transformation will be invaluable in shaping our energy future. I'm Mark Roach, wishing you all the best.